Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is my review of The New Mutants. Finally. Now this one has been delayed numerous times since it was initially supposed to come out, I think in like 2018, and it's finally out now in the midst of a pandemic and people not going to see movies, so who knows how this will do. General premise for the film though is that you have these 5 teenagers who are brought into this institute to study and hone their mutant abilities. It's set in the X-Men universe, Fox's X-Men universe. Who knows if it'll get implemented into the MCU to any extent? Probably not. But as these 5 kids are living in this institute, mysterious occurrences and nightmarish events start to happen around them and to them individually, and they're trying to figure out the secret behind this institute and figure out why these things are happening to them. Now there's a lot of big names in this film, such as Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones fame, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things. So you know these actors. This was filmed, I think, in like 2016, 2017. So they've changed a lot since then. So it's kind of interesting to know their more recent work and then see them go back and do this film before they were as good as they are now. It's kind of interesting to see that happen. But the performances I thought were actually quite good. I enjoyed all of them. I thought that they all brought an individuality to the characters and made them their own. And a lot of these kids are traumatized by events which led them to this hospital or this institute. I thought that all the actors brought that out in a really effective and well done way. Charlie Heaton, I thought that did it the best because you can just tell how traumatized he is by what he ended up doing, which landed him in this place. And I thought he just brought that out really, really nicely. I also like the camaraderie and the relationships among the main characters of this film because they're all basically stuck in this place. They have to get along, and obviously there's a little bit of conflict initially, but as you just see these relationships form, they learn a little bit more about each other. You see them grow as a group of kids and just gain this teamwork and this sense of camaraderie, like I said, which makes the film really effectively work well. The atmosphere I thought was also really well done. It has this just kind of eeriness to it, where you don't really know exactly what's happening. The trailer kind of gives it a little bit away, but you don't know exactly what is going to happen when, or how all these things are connected. And so I thought that they did this kind of coming of age story of sorts, mixed with this horror element. Not as effectively as it did, but I thought it was also done in a really good way. And it has these superpowery elements to it, and in that aspect, the CGI looks actually pretty good for the most part. There were a couple scenes here or there where it looked kind of video gamey, especially with like the demon bear. That's the main antagonist. It looked a little bit like it was out of a video game, but for the most part, like the superpowers all looked really, really well done and effective, and I'd be really interested to see how that could evolve if somehow this gets a sequel down the line in the future. And then once the horror side is unleashed in like the last third of the film, I also thought that was done really well. It didn't really scare me. It's not like a typical horror film with like jump scares and everything, but in regards to like the horror, like the mental horror side of it for the main characters, I thought that was very believable because it feeds on the greatest fears, and I thought that all the actors brought that out really well and made sense that these people would just be terrified by everything that they were going through. There's a little bit of cheesy dialogue here or there, and then I thought that the resolution to the big final fight confrontation was a little bit anticlimactic, but for the most part, guys, I actually quite enjoyed The New Mutants. I thought it was really well done. I had a fun time with it. It was much better than I thought it was going to be going into it, and I would not mind seeing a sequel to this sometime down the line if it somehow gets one. I have no idea what it has to make at the box office to even warrant one, with like people not going to movies still really. So yeah, maybe a Disney Plus series or something. I don't know. I want to see these characters back in some extent. I would love to see them in the MCU, incorporated into that somehow. I don't know how or anything, but I'd love to see this franchise continue if it does well enough. And yeah, I thought it was really well done. But those are my thoughts on The New Mutants. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.